Good morning, this is Stephanie with Growing from the Woodpile, Luca and Louie. But we're out here early this morning, that's why it's kind of darkish in my filming. And it is 1st of February. And this Tabasco pepper plant isn't looking so great because it's getting too much water. And I've watched several videos on overwintering peppers, and I have done it before with medium success. And I watched a video with Jock in the Garden, and the main reason is I live in 9B and he lives in like 10A or something. I live in Phoenix area, he lives in San Diego. So as the plant tries to overwinter itself, for lack of better terms, the roots get waterlogged. So I need to trim this down. I'm going to film you on my chest mount, and that isn't always the best, so I apologize for that. But yes, Miss Louie? And I will take you off and film when I get down more to where I want to leave it to. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the drip irrigation in this bed for a month or so, for when it's time for the plants to like really start to wake up and produce. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the chest mount. Again, it's not always the best filming. I apologize. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna randomly trim off, and then I'm gonna stick them in this bucket. And then once I get them in the bucket, then I'll go and trim off each one. Actually, I don't even know if I'll do that. I am donating these peppers. My husband will eat a couple, and I will not. And my son is dating a family that quite enjoys them and pickles them. So I may try to just, you can't see, I'm just trying to, trim off some of the stalk, because there's a lot that needs to go in this bucket. So I'll probably trim these up just a little bit more, not giving them full leaves, stems. And the one thing that might be sacrificed in this is I do have a couple of onions, just very few onions that I had extra, so I just threw them in the bed. And this basil plant that is I've always heard that once basil goes to seed, it doesn't taste the same. So, but they're like, leave your flowering stuff for the bees. So I do that. Especially with the purple basil, but just because it is prettier. So I will see if the basil plant makes the non-watering of this bed, or I may just shoot some water at it occasionally. I have enough old basil plants throughout that it is not going to be a big deal if I don't. Okay, so what else is in this bed is, this is thought I was a ghost pepper when I planted it, but it has to be like a habanero. It looks more like a habanero. It doesn't look like a ghost pepper. And so I'm going to be trimming that back. I also I'll probably just tear this basil plant out. These always had been struggling pepper plants, and they're struggling now. So like I did trim this one back a little bit. I just had such a huge problem with, what was it called? Grasshoppers eating crap on my plant. It was so strange. So I'll try to overwinter those two, and we're just gonna keep on trimming. Probably keep filming. Not that you'll want to watch all the footage of me trimming this bush down, because I'm basically just cutting the peppers off. I'm pretty sure that there is 2 Tabasco plants in this bed. So I will, I think I'm going to pull one out the family that I'm sending these peppers to said that they would want the plant because they've liked what it's produced. So I probably will do that because I couldn't even eat them off of one plant, so there's no way I'm eating them off of 2 plants. And if you're still watching, I have decided that if you watch faithfully, which there is a few of you, thank you. I'm not monetized. I don't have the 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. I don't know what my original intent was of starting a YouTube channel, to be honest. More it was to journal my progress, and then I was like, hey, I'm a new gardener. I should share my experiences with other new gardeners, and that was my intent of it. And like, where am I getting my knowledge? How am I learning to garden? Because I wasn't raised gardening. So it was a very learning curve that is a constant learning curve. And then I'm like, I'm a YouTube gardener, as in I learn all my knowledge off of YouTube, and I should make videos saying where I learn things from. And I wasn't very good at that, at explaining that in my videos of where I've learned things. You know, a lot of my videos are, you know, garden tours. So anyways, I tried to upload on Fridays and on Thursdays. I try to upload on Thursdays, and then sometimes I don't get something uploaded. I had been pretty faithful for a while, and then I'm dealing with some burnout. It's not as easy as one thinks. Just, you know, it's not like you just turn on a video. I mean, your video camera, your phone. I actually film on my phone. I don't have any expensive gadgets to film things on. And then there's the whole process of making that's a basil plant. Making the video itself, hooking up whatever you're going to use to film. You know, like right now I'm using a chest-mounted camera, or if I try to use a tripod, or I have tried to use a friend's GoPro, and then editing, and then making a thumbnail, and then making a description and tags, and cutting the video to content. And it's, again, not as easy. It's time, and I don't know where my burnout's coming from, because I don't get out to garden as much, because then I'm like, I gotta do this film and this, do this to film everything. And for what? For subscribers I don't even have. And so it cut the joy of what I was doing out of me just learning to garden. And then when you have failures in your garden, and you're like, well, what am I even doing? I can't even, you know, keep a garden alive, more or less, you know, film a successful garden. Wah, is what I'm going to say, is I got to take the pressure off of me of like, I didn't get a video uploaded this week. What am I going to do? I didn't do this, to back to, I'm just trying to get a garden to survive. I had a sweatshirt on too. So I don't know how much you're seeing with the sweatshirt. I tried to swoop the sweatshirt underneath. So, I'm just taking the pressure off of me. It may not be that I post again once a week. It might be when it is, and I got to do that to try to find the joy back into gardening. I got a lot of things I need to get done back in the garden, and I've been procrastinating taking out the mulch. You see all the weeds over there with the compost. I haven't stirred my compost in over 6 months to a year or something. I don't know. It's been quite a while. And I have figured out what I want to garden and what will eat and not eat, because I've grown things before, put the work into it, and then my family won't eat it. So I can sneak in peppers and tomatoes. I can't sneak in beets, but I am gonna grow some beets for myself, but not near as many, because then the burnout in the garden also comes from, oh my gosh, how much work does it take to clean the beet, pull the beet, cut the beet up, and growing your own food, as I think Jess from Roots and Refuge, is real food comes dirty. Well, sometimes I don't want it to be that dirty. I don't want it to be that much work. And I'm not like per se doing this for health reasons, which I am, but it's kind of like a hobby along with learning a new way. And yeah, I do like the taste of tomatoes, and I do like the convenience. I really like the convenience of coming out and getting green onions. So, all right, with that, I'm going to now just focus on trimming this up and stop yapping. Okay, got the big bushes down, and then this is what I have left of the stalk. Let's see. So there's little T's here that I'm leaving. I could probably cut some more off at the top. There's these little nodes here where new, hopefully, leaves will come out in about a month. Again, I'm going to turn the water down a lot on these. So I could probably, like this one still needs to be trimmed up more. See, this is a new leaf node, but I believe I don't want it to have. That's just weird. So I'm just cutting off some of the topper section on this, so it doesn't have as much to support. And really get it down to really Jock the Gardener does a much more better of like where you should cut. I just know he says teas and gardens, so I am, there's a little pepper on that one, cutting up some of this up here. There is 2 plants in here, and I had watched someone that did 2 plants back to back. I am out on that if it's a good idea. So mostly you want a tea and then another tea. So I have several extra teas. So here's the original tea, then here's a tea, and then hopefully in these sections here, that they will get new leaf nodes in there. So I think I'm about it on this one. I got these few here that I want to do that don't look so great, and we'll just see what lives, and then I will try to remember to do an update. All right, got the peppers all trimmed up. So down in here, 5 minutes light, is my drip irrigation. So right now the little arrow is up and down, so I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm turning it off for this bed also. This was my Haas. The seeds are from Haas, but they're Mamma Mia's. They've done okay. I really do like the pepper. So I went ahead and trimmed these back too. Yes, I have some flowers in there, so maybe I'll just kind of like push some in every once in a while. The dead, this is my dying jalapeno plant. I just leave its skeletons in here. So there's 4 dead jalapeno plants in here. And maybe I should do some soil testing in my buckets. I am gonna reach out. This jalapeno plant I bought, and it's flowering, it's looking good. So I'm not going to trim it back, and then hopefully my marigolds will live. They just came. I don't know where they came from. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, ooh, that's a big weed. Turn off the drip to both of these tubs and to the garden here. So I think there's one in here. Gonna turn him off. And he's now off. Turned him off, turned this one off. And I'm gonna leave this one on. It's not super close to the peppers, but this one right here, no, I don't care about the basil plant. These are the onions I was talking about. Don't really care about those. But it runs down here and then it goes to this bed and the strawberries. So I am going to leave that line on, and hopefully it won't waterlog these up here. Again, I think I'm going to do it roughly for a month. That is my plan. And thank you for listening to my rambling. I'm still going to continue to garden. I just can't promise I'm going to upload weekly. I'm not quitting. I just gotta find better balance, so I don't want to quit. And there's my these are my poblanos and my Anaheim. And when I can have better success as a gardener, maybe that will bring my my wants back. I had mentioned earlier a little bit in this video about how to grow more of just what I want, and that's going to be peppers, tomatoes, peas, lettuce, and beautiful things, and stop growing the things my family don't eat and that I can't eat myself, and go with that. It's kind of a rambly all over video. I apologize. Here are my strawberries, flowers. There's a few strawberries in there. That's also been one of the failures I've had, is strawberries, and I'm not going to buy anymore. I'm just going to let live what live and be good with that. So thank you for learning and growing up the woodpile. And no, I'm not quitting yet.